Bryan Kohberger's new bearded mugshot as he gets new home behind bars. A new mugshot for Bryan Kohberger was released after he was transferred to a different prison ahead of his murder trial. Kohberger, 29, is facing 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary. He allegedly fatally stabbed University of Idaho students Madison Mogen, Kaylee Goncalves, Xana Kernodle and Chapin in 2022. Kohberger was transferred to Ada County Sheriff custody after the Supreme Court of Idaho ruled that his murder trial will be moved to Ada County. The new mugshot posted to the Sheriff's Office website appears to show Kohberger with a beard in a red jail uniform. Kohberger will be held at Ada County Jail in Boyce, which can hold up to 1,116 inmates. The trial was originally set to take place in Leta County, where the alleged crime took place. Kohberger's legal team filed a motion for a change of venue, claiming that extensive media coverage of the case had affected potential jurors. The motion was granted by Judge John Judge of Idaho's 2nd Judicial District in Leta County, who was presiding over the proceedings. Considering the undisputed evidence presented by the defense, the extreme nature of the news coverage in this case, and the smaller population in Leta County, the defense has met the rather low standard of demonstrating a reasonable likelihood that prejudicial news coverage will compromise a fair trial in Leta County, Judge wrote in the ruling. Thus, the court will grant Kohberger's motion to change venue for presumed prejudice. He also stated that it would be inconvenient and present serious safety risks to hold the trial in Leta County. The interest of justice requires that the trial be moved to a venue with the resources, both in terms of personnel and space, necessary to effectively and efficiently handle a trial of this magnitude and length, so that parties in the court can focus on the case and not on peripheral issues, Judge wrote. The case was then referred to the administrative director of the courts before the state Supreme Court assigned the new venue. Ada County is the largest county in Idaho with a population of nearly 495,000. Leta County has a population of around 39,500. The two counties are about a 5.5-hour drive apart. Supreme Court of Idaho Chief Justice G. Richard Bevan reassigned the case to District Judge Stephen Hippler. The trial is expected to begin on June 2, 2025. Accused Idaho murderer Bryan Kohberger arrives in Boyce after judge grants change of trial venue. University of Idaho murder suspect Bryan Kohberger looks scruffy in a new mugshot after being flown hundreds of miles in preparation for his trial. Kohberger, 29, was flown Sunday to Idaho's capital, Boyce, after being granted a change of venue to move his trial from Leta County, where he's accused of fatally stabbing 4 students in their rental home in Moscow in 2022. Kohberger was seen arriving in Boyce on a small plane and was transferred to a black SUV in an orange jumpsuit and cuffs. A new mugshot taken on his arrival at the Ada County Sheriff's Office shows the murder suspect staring intently ahead with a stubbly face and unkempt hair. District Judge John Judge ordered the transfer last Monday, citing several reasons to move the trial to a larger courthouse and remove Kohberger from the location of the crime, including fears people would want to burn the courthouse down if he was acquitted. Kohberger's defense alleged there would be unfair prejudice due to pre-trial publicity if the trial were to be held in the tight-knit Leta County, where jurors were more likely to have an emotional response to the killings, court records show. Ada County, home to Boyce, was seen as more favorable to the defense due to its higher population and the likelihood media consumption about Kohberger and the murders would be more diluted than in Leta, court papers said. Kohberger is accused of butchering students Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Kaylee Goncalves, and Madison Mogen in the early hours of November 13, 2022 inside their off-campus house. Cell phone data suggesting Kohberger was in the vicinity of the off-campus house, where the students were stabbed to death, was one of the primary pieces of evidence that led to Kohberger being charged with the murders, officials have said. Kohberger, previously a criminology PhD student at Washington State University, has pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary. Judge did not say exactly where the trial, tentatively set for June 2025, would take place, leaving it to the state's High Court to decide.